G'day guys, I'm going to show you a quick clip from the very first match that I played on my stream on Friday. Well, they need server validation for the anti-cheat. Barbecue, right? The blight. Probably lethal barbecue, f***ing corrupt pay residents. I smoke.
No, God!
Oh, he's DC'd. This was the third match on that very same stream. Is this not the one with Shaq at the top of it? It is. So why... where's my filler in the corner of the map? Ah, this... Ellen's on the struggle bus.
No!
And say what's DC'd. Wow. It's crazy, bro. 3 matches, 2 DCs.
Oh, that's it. I've had it with this dump!
Now, this is going to be a rant, just a heads up. I'm going to make a request on behalf of every single Dead by Daylight player out there. Can you Survivor mains play the game that you've queued up for? I say Survivors because this is a Survivor problem. If you don't want to play Dead by Daylight, stop queuing up for Dead by Daylight. It's really that simple, guys. This isn't some forbidden knowledge written on the ancient gamer scrolls. If you're not enjoying the game, stop queuing up to play the game. The past 2 days I've been streaming this game, the amount of people giving up or immediately DCing at the slightest of inconvenience to them is quite frankly ridiculous. Their behavior, this isn't your fault, I'm well aware, but I'm going to make a request to you guys. Could you please, for the love of God, unkill switch the go next prevention system, because there needs to be some downside to doing this, or at least re-enable giving up on hook until you re-implement the go next prevention system. Right now, you can't go next on hook to make the game end faster without an offering or a perk, but you can throw yourself at the killer with 0 penalties. The result is now people have worked this out, and instead of staying in the match when they don't like something, they just throw themselves at the killer until the killer kills them. Or when someone disconnects at 5 generators, every other survivor is now forced to either also disconnect, giving them a penalty, throw themselves at the killer for 3 hook states, or play out the extremely killer favoured match because you're playing 2v3 with a bot. All of which heavily punish everyone else in the lobby for one person leaving. As a survivor, the match being artificially dragged out at the start is extremely unfun and destroys all your motivation to do anything. Not only this, but your actions also amount to significantly less when you try to play it out. In the first match, I looped the blight for a while, and with the 3 survivors actually playing, this would have done something. With a bot, it amounted to barely any progress. Not to mention how bots are completely useless. They pre-drop every pallet they go to on the map, meaning that there's no resources for when you actually get in a chase. Surely we still have the pallet over here and the bot hasn't immediately comp dropped it. Oh look, the bot immediately comp dropped it. Woo! I love bots. They're so good. This also sucks to play against as a killer because you're just kicking pallets the entire game and there's no actual chase to be had. Then the bots, when they're out of chase, are completely useless. Let's check in on this Sable bot, shall we? So in this situation, Ellen has just been hooked across the map from where I am. The Sable's gonna go for the unhook, right? Because it's a bot. And again, we're at 4 gens, we have a bot, we're just gonna have to power through this shit.
Hi, how are you?
What are you doing here, Sable? So instead of unhooking the person who's been on the hook for 30 seconds, the bot ran to the other side of the map where I am to jump on my generator. Now I know the bot is a Sable behavior, but did we really need to emulate the actions of the average Sable player as well? And yes, I understand the irony coming from someone playing Michaela. It doesn't end there though, gamers, because later on in the match, the Sable bot decided to not help me with this generator and instead run around for a minute doing God knows what. This is why I'd rather just go next if someone disconnects at 5 generators, because this isn't fun.
You're a fucking idiot!
This match is taking infinitely longer than it ever needs to because the bots aren't doing anything of any use, so we're not only stuck in a blatantly one-sided match, but you're now stuck in it way longer than you otherwise would be. When this is happening in 30 to 50% of your matches, it just ends up wasting everybody else's time, and this level of entitlement from a player base is incredible. It needs to be more punishing, especially if you disconnect so early. Like if the disconnect happens at 3 generators or something, it's actually not that bad. You can do something about it. But at 5 generators 1 minute into the the match, it's just stupid. Take this match on Sadako. Someone disconnects the second my TVs turn on, which by the way is 30 seconds into a match, so this match is instantly lost for the survivors. Now me and these 3 survivors have to waste 4 minutes of our life just trying to get this match over with. Or how about when they quit because something doesn't go their way? This Nia was trying to get a save on this Sable. I read it and downed her. So what's her reaction? That's right, gamers, to instantly disconnect. Because God forbid, something doesn't go your way. Then we have the other issue, throwing yourself at the killer. Since you can't go next and disconnecting gives you a whopping 1-minute penalty, people have resorted to just throwing themselves at the killer. This also happened multiple times to me, which if the go next prevention system was back in the game, theoretically it would be punishable. But it isn't, so this is just what people are doing now. Now we have this instance on Turbo Landing where we see a Lara. Now you're probably thinking, JC, why is she standing there like a div? I don't know. She's given up. Why is she giving up? Not too sure, but I thought it was just this chase she's given up on. Maybe she has windows of opportunity and she can see that she's in a dead zone. But no, she gets unhooked. I literally give them a chance to come back and she decided she didn't want that chance and just stayed AFK.
Oh dear, I seem to have spotted a
Even the Feng was flabbergasted at the sheer audacity of this bitch. I would like to know, there is a 99 gen, so they're actually at 1 gen in this situation. But Lara, being the selfish cow that she is, gave up anyway, completely annihilating the match for Feng, Talita, and myself. And she wasn't punished for it. There was also this Michaela who was pretending not to throw, but healed in front of me, then immediately unhooked in front of me while they were second stage, blatantly throwing the match. The entitlement is off the charts, and some survivors will try to justify it. Oh, but I don't like playing against Sadako. Oh, but you're playing the Ghoul. Oh, but you're playing Knight. Oh, but it's Haddonfield. That Haddonfield one isn't a joke, by the way. Look, I would like to know there are 2 killer-sided maps in this game, and yet there are 400 million survivor-sided maps. Survivors talk about Haddonfield like their firstborn has been shot, acting like there hasn't been disgustingly one-sided survivor maps in this game for years, just untouched. But the second that they have to play on Haddonfield, they've got to throw the match, guys. Oh, you're playing a playstyle I don't like. Just shut up, mate. These are not excuses. Do you think the killer enjoys playing against the equivalent of the Ghoul every single match? I can tell you they don't. Every single match, without fail, I'm playing multiple vigils, multiple decisive strikes, multiple dead hards, quad medkits, instant reset speeds, syringes, styptics, swifts all the time, and so are most other killers. But do you want to know the difference? 90% of the killer player base isn't going to disconnect the second they see something they don't like, because if they did, you would never get a match of Dead by Daylight. Yet for some reason, a large portion of the survivor player base thinks it's okay to do exactly the same thing. And I get it, okay? You don't have to enjoy playing against every killer. I don't like playing against every killer. Plague, Clown, and Nurse are the 3 killers that I hate with a passion. They are woefully boring to play against, but I'm not going to throw the match the second I play against them just because I don't like to play against them. Behavior really need to re-add the penalty when people throw them out, and they actually need to make it harsh. It's simply happening too much, and it's annihilated the match quality, and quite frankly, behavior need to start conditioning these survivor mains who throw at the slightest inconvenience into actually playing the game. Right now, they're like spoiled children. They've never been held accountable for destroying the match quality for everyone else in the match, and it's about time they began to be held accountable with harsh penalties that actually punish them for throwing the matches.
Shut the fuck up! Know your fucking place, trash!
I'm sorry guys, I just had to rant. I would hate to only be able to play a couple matches a day of Dead by Daylight, and then having your entire gaming session ruined by entitled arsehearts who don't care about anyone but themselves. Anyway, that's all from me, gamers. Hopefully you don't get a DC every 5 minutes in your matches, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye for now.